Brock, I don't know what I'm more excited about. I don't know if I'm more excited about this 8:15 session or if I'm excited about your 11:15 session with your real estate professionals. Like, you guys, I got an exciting text from him this morning, and I'm like, oh, you know that I am here for this. So, Brock, give us a teeny tiny little snippet of what's happening at 11:15 and who needs to be on that call.
I have to blame Christian for this. First of all, this dog today, all is so needy. He is driving me crazy today. He is driving me. And if you have a dog, just like understand when they get needy, like it's like he can't leave my side. Like he's right back by my feet. But we're gonna make it work. But I gotta blame this on Christian. Christian, if you want to push me, all you have to say, where's Mike Castor? And Mike Castor used to do this to me too. He goes, I want to challenge you to something. I want to challenge you to something. So Christian challenged me that I had to watch more Myron Golden, Chad Free's boyfriend. And so I have been immersed into Myron Golden. And it works. It comes at a good time with the Success Summit. But he talks about you have to answer people's problems. And so I started to think, I'm like, what are the biggest problems people have? Well, people want 100% commissions, but they never make enough sales to get to 100% commissions for capping. And then they want to know how to invest in property without taking money out of their bank account. And I was like,
Mhm.
well, I'm doing those two things right now, and I'm doing them at a high level. And so I was like, well, I think other people want to do this. And I have other people on my team who are doing it. Maybe I should share their success stories. So that's what it created out to be. That I was just like, you know what? Instead of doing it privately, I'll just do it invite only. I put my post out there, whether you like it or not. It's on the video. Go to the Facebook page, look at it. It is private, so it won't be recorded because I can say whatever I want to say without having to worry about somebody saying something. So it's private only. I could say what I want. And some of you might be like, whoa, he's a little intense. But that's how I get, because there's people out there who want to make more money, who want to make 100% of their cap. I'm tired of hearing the bitching. And so I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just going to share with you how to do it. And so that's what I'm doing at 11:15. So if you want it, you have to put a 6 in the chat because it's only a private link that I will send to you. So if you want this, it's a 6 in the chat. And that's what I got for you, Rebecca. That's what I got. But it's Christian's fault. It's Christian's fault.
Christian, he's always up to something with the AI and helping people pull their programs together. And one thing that I love about him, and we're going to talk about this today, is like in the Mel Robbins book, The Let Them Theory, there's a whole chapter on Mel wanting to become a speaker. And a lot of times, like, we have these ideas inside of us that we want to do. And so we'll go talk to the experts. We'll schedule that free consultation. We might even schedule a little bit of coaching. We might buy the program. We might do the thing. And then when it comes time to actually do it, like, we digest the information, we consume the information, but we never create what it is that we need to create to move the needle in our life. And so what I love about Christian is one of those people. He's like, no, like, let this be super simple for you. Like, we can do this. We can use AI. I can help you create all of these things. So I love how you do that, Christian, and I am super excited to see what is going on at 11:15. And so welcome everybody to Wednesday Wisdom on Brock Zevan's Mindset Motivation Show. I am your host, Rebecca Black. I am the founder of Confidology. I'm a podcast host, a confidence queen, and an entrepreneur. In the last Wednesday Wisdom, I brought my own personal branding coach, Miss Kailia Monma, on, and we learned how to gain the clarity of confidence through storytelling. And so just like Mel Robbins in the book, so she got all this information from experts on how to become a speaker. She wanted to become a speaker. And then it took her 2 years to ever post on social media about it, because she was afraid what other people would think, what the friends and the family, that they would judge her. And so getting clarity through the confidence of storytelling is something that I have been working on. I shared this with you guys back in December that this was going to be the year that I was stepping into personal branding and building out the Confidology framework. And so, like, I did a post on Facebook yesterday, and it was a super vulnerable post and not something that I would usually post about, typically because I like to keep my life like, let's just see the highlight reel. Okay. And I think that all of us on some level are probably like that. Let's see like a wave of hands. Like, do most people just post on Facebook what they only think like the wins? Like we're afraid to post vulnerable things because we don't want people to think that we don't know what we're doing. We don't have it together. Who are they? Like, yes, we all have those moments. And, at that particular time in my life, that the photo that I posted was actually of a beautiful vacation that I took. And it was so amazing. I believe that we were in Malta that day and we had gone to like a little fisherman's village. And as I was scrolling through my phone yesterday, I'm like, I felt like I had been like arrived in that moment. Like it was like I was on a very nice vacation. I was eating great food. I was just walking around, just being me. And it was one of those few times in life where I felt like I fully had permission to just be me. I felt loved. I felt wanted. I felt supported. I felt like I was enjoying myself. I felt like I was doing what God had put me on this earth to do, like really being able to unplug from things and really enjoy yourself, because I think that that is one of the things that we really do forget in life, and that is how to enjoy ourselves. Because as I was sitting there, like I'm reflecting back on my life, and throughout my life, I have had confidence in so many things. I've had confidence in my health. I've always been a clean eater, a healthy eater. I'm not the best with fitness, but I do like to move my body every day. I felt confident in work, felt confident in my financial situation, in my personal growth, spiritually, but I didn't always feel confident in my own skin. Like I didn't feel like I had the permission slip to show up authentically as myself throughout the course of my entire life. Like I didn't fit in all the time. Like I expected too much of others. Like maybe I needed the people that I was hanging around to be something that they weren't. And as I thought about it, I'm like, Rebecca, this is a you problem. And so I went back to Ephesians 2:10, which says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." And so it's like all of those desires of our heart that God places on us, a lot of times we allow what others think or what others want or what others are comfortable with to crack our confidence in ourselves, to fully walk out that path that God has set us out to do. And so I want to take you back to a moment that I'm pretty sure that all of you guys have had, because as I just shared, like I've had it too. Like you may be scrolling on social media, you may be standing in a crowd. You may be sitting across from someone. You might walk into a room. It could be with strangers, it could be with people you know. And suddenly, for whatever reason, you feel smaller or like you just don't belong. Like you're in the wrong room. Like, what in the world am I doing here? I don't belong here. Who do you think you are? And it's not because anyone in the room said anything to you. Maybe you took someone's look as that judgment. But a lot of that is because your mind whispers to you all the time. And in those situations when you start to feel yourself and you're like, I feel smaller, like, oh, I just got knocked down 42 inches, which sometimes is a good thing, but like you don't belong. It's because your mind is whispering something along the lines of, you're not good enough. These people are doing it better. These people are ahead of you in life. They have more than you in life, or that you're falling behind. You're behind these people. And that moment right there, whenever you feel that, that is the moments when your confidence starts to walk out the room. And I want to make something really clear. It isn't because you're not worthy, and it's not because you're not capable, but because comparison just hijacked your identity. It arrested it, put it in handcuffs, put it in the police car, and it's going down to the station. And when you give people that level of control over your life, you have to understand that you're not struggling with confidence because you're not enough. You are struggling with confidence because your confidence has been contaminated by comparison. You've allowed what someone else thinks, wants, feels for you to infiltrate you. You have forgotten who God created you to be and what he created you to do. And so, like in the world of business, we call IP your intellectual property. And in the world of confidence, your IP is your identity and your personality. So, when that moment comes in where you are contaminated by comparison, you're handcuffed, it's hijacked, it's on in the sheriff's car on the way out, you begin shifting your identity and your personality to fit in, to be liked, to feel good enough. And you ultimately shape yourself into something that you're not. And the one thing that I want you to remember is that you were uniquely made. Every single one of us were uniquely made by God himself, and we all have a path in life. We were born with a path. We were born with a purpose. We were born with a rhythm. We were born with an identity. We were born with a personality. But then this beautiful thing that we were born into, the world, it handed us a little filter called comparison. And guess what, you guys? It started in childhood. And you started seeing everyone else's journey as a mirror instead of the unique map that you were created to walk. And so I go back to my childhood injury where I had a broken femur. Well, first I fell off my bicycle and a patellar tendon snapped a piece of the joint. I'm in physical therapy, and this physical therapy is hurting so bad, but the physical therapist is following the plan, the path, the map that she's supposed to rehabilitate this type of injury. But thankfully, the silver lining of all of that, and when she was doing that path all the way to the point, like I'm on Valium and codeine 30 minutes before I go in because it's hurting so bad. And then one day she used so much force, she cracked my femur in half. And the silver lining of that is that that map, that path, that opinion of everyone else doesn't mean that it is for you. It can literally break a piece of you, just like that physical therapist. And I hold no ill intent towards her because I'm not a victim of that. She was doing the very best that she knew how. I was doing the very best that we knew how. And so as you go through life, when you find yourself trying to do that one size fits all or doing what everybody else does, please remember this. You are a one of one. I think Chad Free says this. You are one of one. You are, as Tim Story says, you were born an original. Don't die a copy. We all have our unique identity. We all have our unique personality. And while there are no like new ideas, as the Bible also tells us, there's nothing new under the sun. And in some way, shape, form, or fashion, everything in our life is a copy, but we have to make it our own. And so I'm going to ask you guys to come off mute if you are able, because I want us to all come together in a community and talk about a time when we all felt behind in life. Like we were not winning. Maybe it was like the last time you walked into a listing appointment. Maybe it was the last time you were on a sales call. Maybe it was the last time you walked into your house. So what I want us to do, we're all going to finish this sentence at the same time. So everybody, you can go ahead and start coming off of mute. And I'm going to say the last time I felt behind was when. Okay, so everybody start preparing what you're going to say, and everybody's going to say it at the same time. Okay, so we are going to get ready. Come off mute, all of my beautiful people. All right. So the last time I felt behind was when
Saturday
compared
morning
now.
on the
myself
disc
to
show.
someone
And
else.
right now.
Yes. Yes.
Bus stop.
And you know what? The most beautiful thing about all that is nobody knows. Nobody's really exposed to whatever it was about the last time that you felt behind. Why? Because we were all doing it together. And that is what camaraderie and community looks like. Because I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not behind in life. You're just distracted from your own lane when you find yourself in that constant comparison mode. And long term, that can cause some damage in your life, because what comparison really does, it doesn't just make you feel jealous or like you're not good enough. It actually makes you disloyal to yourself and your calling. It makes you answer to someone other than God. It distorts. You start twisting your identity to match someone else's results or expectations. You stop honoring your pace because their pace looks better. And confidence, true internal identity-based confidence, cannot survive in that space. Just like depression cannot hit a moving target. The very first mentors I had in the professional world, in the salon world, taught me so many things. But in the very beginning of my career, I compared myself to them. I'm like, well, I'm not as good as them. Like, no one's going to want to book an appointment with me. And when you find yourself in that, I'm like, wait a second. Okay, I might not be as good as them at hair yet, but I am good at talking to people. So I focused on my strengths, and I would go and I would speak with everybody in the salon. Can I get you something to drink? Can I fix you a coffee? Can I get you a water, Coke, Diet Coke? Do you need to use the restroom? Here's your smock, whatever. You need some snacks, like whatever it is. I knew that I was good at talking, so I was refining my people skills as I was refining my craft and mastery of cutting, styling, and coloring hair, you know? And so as soon as I got out of that comparison mode and then I started refining my skills, I realized, hey, no, I don't cut hair exactly like them. I don't color hair exactly like them. My style is unique, just like every other stylist's style is unique, just like every other real estate agent is unique. A client that might list with Brock is not going to list with me. I mean, I'm not even in real estate, so I can't even list things, but you know, you get the point there. And so another thing that you can do whenever you find yourself in comparison mode is to physically write their name down. Take 10 seconds, write down the name of someone that you compare yourself to the most, okay? Whatever that name is, you can do it right now. You can save this for later. And then I want you to write underneath their name, their journey is not my standard. Their journey is not my standard. And you know why? Because comparison mode isn't about them. It's about your unique IP, your identity, and your personality becoming what you measure yourself against. It's the first step in a framework that I call Control, Alt, Delete. The very first step is taking control of your identity and your personality. It gives you permission to let people be who they are, and it lets you be who you are. And it is the permission slip to live life on purpose, walking out your purpose. Because confidence is not something that you are born with, but there is a cure to comparison mode in confidence. It is practice daily, actively, and with intention. Just like I started refining my people skills in the salon, learning how to talk to people, learning how to engage with people, becoming better at styling hair, becoming better at teaching people how to style their hair at home. It really is the bedrock of why I created Confidology, not as a buzzword, but as a system, like a study, a method that is backed by science. Because whenever you practice returning to yourself every single day, you realize the life God has created you to call. And the Bible instructs us to live a life worthy of our calling, to live a life worthy of our calling and living a life of abundance. And abundance looks different for every single person. You know, abundance looks like feeling healthy, wealthy, beautiful, blessed, all of the things, and a lot of times we set very surface goals for ourselves. Like maybe we don't feel so confident about our health, and we'll say something like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds, without really embodying it, without envisioning it, without accepting that vision that God has given us to do. And so an example of an embodied goal for something like that is, I want to feel energized and light in my body, moving with ease and confidence. I want to enjoy nourishing meals that fuel my cells and feel empowered in my choices. As I honor my body, I feel lighter and healthier, and I'm releasing the excess weight that no longer serves me. I see my body transforming into a reflection of my commitment to self-love and vitality, and I feel empowered in every step of my journey. So when you take a look in the mirror and you finally start to recognize the person staring back at you, like when I go back to that time in my life, as I was sitting there and I was reflecting back, like there was a time where I only dreamed about feeling this good in all areas of my life, and it is here. And I remember just the warmth feeling on my skin, and it was a vision that I had had before in my life. It's like, I want to be on this beautiful vacation and just like fully there, fully present, not worrying about what's going on at home, not worried about what's going on in business, not worried about what's going on in all the other relationships of my life, but just to be fully present. Because there was a time in my life where like I would get jealous of like golf clubs and not being invited to parties, like, and because I was in comparison mode at that time. And gratitude in that season of my life gave me a reframe of the beautiful things that I did get to do. But having confidence to imagine that it could be different took me to the next level. I am grateful that I believe I deserve to feel wanted, because confidence, you have your identity, you have your personality, and your beliefs. Gratitude tells you what you get to do, and confidence tells you that you believe that you are worthy. You feel worthy. And in life, like, we don't need more filters, especially not on social media. And just remember, 99.99999% of what people post on social media is filtered. It's the highlight reel. It's only the good things that they want you to see. They're not posting, like, I'm embarrassed to say that there was a time that I didn't recognize myself in the mirror. And there are people in my life who are like, Rebecca, are you okay? Like, why are you putting that stuff out there? Like in the South, like, don't air your dirty laundry. Like, don't be putting that stuff out there, because that's also their level of confidence and accepted. They don't want to be exposed. Okay. And so I just accept that. I'm like, it is crazy. Like, I really can't believe I did it either, but I did it because this is something that I have learned to say to myself. And I want you to learn to say this to your self as well, because you need more mirrors in your life and you need better maps to become who God created you to be. And so I want you to say to yourself right now, I am allowed to walk my own way at my own pace in my own power. I'm going to say that again. I'm allowed to walk my own way at my own pace in my own power. Because here's what I know. There are people in this Zoom room. There are people that are watching this on Facebook. There are people that will watch this on YouTube later. There are people that you're thinking of right now who need to hear this message. And when it is posted to YouTube, I want you to take that link and I want you to send it to them. Okay. If you're not following Brock, Brock's going to put his YouTube subscribe channel, or Jay or Rika is going to put the YouTube subscribe channel over there in the chat, because there's somebody here who realizes that you're ready to stop being like a fake tan, like something that you can put on, especially with your confidence, because confidence isn't something that you can just, put on. It's something that you have to develop. And you also know that you want real alignment. You want community, like we did earlier in the call. You want a voice for the fire in your gut and that desire in your heart. You want to stop shrinking yourself to fit what everybody else wants you to be. And you want to remember who you were before the world around you started telling you who you should be. And that's what the IP of Confidology is for. I have opened a private Facebook group, the Confidology group. If you want in, just send me a message, because I do want to create a community where we build our confidence together. And if this stirred something in you, just email me, DM me, send me a text here. Ask Brock for my email address. I think Rika and then we'll put it in the chat over there, because I want you to know that you're not just invited to step into your confidence. If you're stirred, you're already beginning to come into alignment with your confidence. And so as we close out today, like if anything resonated with anybody, feel free to come off mute and to share that again. But I want you guys to know, more than anything, you are already perfect. You're already enough. And Robin, I would love to know what your takeaway was.
Okay, so it was like I already thought, okay, I gotta send this to my daughter. It's like she's like killing it. She makes an insane amount of money, but you know what? It's not about money, because, like you said, what wealth is. But I had a confidence crisis. A confidence crisis. I'm gonna tag that, and it was because I was not being true to myself, and I was someone was trying to call me. I was not being true to myself, right? So
Yeah.
that's like
Well, some will be worse.
huge. And I'm losing my train of thought, but oh yes, like winning over others. Woo. That's like, you have to uh realize, or at least I had to realize, that winning others over to you, the way you think or the way you believe, is like having power over them or caring too much what they think. Like, so that's what caused my crisis. And it took everything in me to let it go. It worked itself out in an amazing way. So it was God. But thank you so much. I can't wait to get on that private Facebook group, and I'm going to look in the chat now. Thank you.
All righty. Let's give Robin a big, 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 big clap. And Chelsea, I saw that you were off mute. Was there something that you wanted to share? And it's okay if that was just a little fluke.
Oh no, that was me. I'm doing like 500 things right now all at once. So I am so sorry about that. No, but I'm so glad I jumped on here, Rebecca, because this has been man, you're speaking straight to my soul and exactly where I'm at in my life right now. So I'm going through a lot of big changes and just trying to accept all of the new identity things that I'm taking on. And sometimes our wires get crossed in who we are and who, I value so many incredible people that, sometimes you get confused with that comparison. You get stuck. You're like,
Yes.
oh, got to do it like this, got to do it like that. But and I'm very quickly learning that's not it at all. Like, I have my own way and I'm allowed to do it my way. and
Yes.
being authentically me. And so this was all just a lot of confirmation in my purpose and that I am on the right path here. And
Yes.
I'm just super glad that I was able to hop on here today. And you guys have added so much value in just such a short amount of time. So I look forward to joining in this group also and seeing how we can grow together.
I love it. Thank you for that share, Chelsea. Let's give her a clap, 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 clap. Miss Rosario, we will close out with you before we get ready to hand it over to Derek Green for tomorrow morning's show. So Miss Rosario.
Good morning. Good morning, Miss Rebecca, Mr. Brock, everyone. So this resonated with me so much when I went to Charlotte. I was like, what am I doing here? What? Like, I didn't see myself in that level that everybody was in communication. That was me doing that thing in comparison and not finding myself in that space of confidence. And one thing happened to me, and it was Derek that I'll never forget. And that's why we all need to be in Key West this summer, because it truly changed my confidence. Like, he hugged me after I presented. I was like, it wasn't the best presentation, but he asked me, do you know what you just did? And I looked at him and I was like, yes, I had everyone's attention. And you know what he said? He said, that's all you need. You don't have to have the perfect words. You just got to be you. And you just got to continue to have that energy that you have and not compare yourself with anything else. And so I wanted to share that because it really changed the way I was seeing things. And because of that event, and I showed up and whatever it took, it truly changed how I do things now. And I just wanted to share that because I was trying to change who I am and kind of, do it like, oh, like he was doing it. And no, it didn't work for me.
No. Because we need that little bit of that Latina flair in there. We need Rosario to feel warm. We need Rosario to feel welcome. We need her giggling. We don't need Rosario stepping up there feeling stressed and trying to deliver a message that is not hers.
Yes.
Thank you for that share, Rosario.
Yes.
Clap, clap, clap. Listen, I want to thank each and every one of you. I see your comments over here. I was ill prepared with the link for this. I'm going to put the link for this in the comment section on Facebook, and I'll make sure that Brock has that as well. There's literally nothing in the group right now, just full disclosure, but tomorrow there will be stuff in there. But tomorrow morning at 8:15, Mr. Derek Green will be here delivering another episode of The Sauce of Life, same time, same channel, and we hope to see you all there. Go have a beautiful and blessed day, everyone. See you tomorrow.